So yes guys, hello and welcome back to the Adam Templeton Triathlete YouTube channel. Join me today, Saturday the 28th of March 2026. We are now 6 days removed from the Northumberland Duathlon that I took part in last weekend, and finally the legs have just about come around. I didn't think recovery was going to take that long after the event, but I obviously did push pretty hard, and yeah, just throughout this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all easy training, spending the majority of the time in the pool, and then yesterday a couple of efforts on the bike, nothing too crazy. I'd normally do like 2.5 hours maybe on a Friday morning, but I just done 2 hours 10. I dropped the last 20 minutes, I didn't need that extra pedalling. And then this morning on the bike for the endurance long ride, and legs were feeling pretty good, but of course, like usual, typically for the 4th hour I'll try and pick it up a little bit, and yeah, I always manage to just absolutely cook myself doing that. So it was pretty tough getting that one finished off, but I was making sure to finish it. And yeah, up next I'll get a shower, grab something to eat, and in today's video what I'm going to do is just have a quick look at what my training has been like since the end of 2025 and start of 2026, and also the plans for the rest of this season. Actually, before any training reviews, it's time to walk into the one, the only Manor Walks shopping centre.
Super Shopping Day.
Shopee 99 Super Shopping Day with 10% cashback.
Buy everything at Shopee.
Yeah, I'll go swimming first and then give you the update. There we go. Training now done for the day. Swim in the pool there, 4.5k, and Saturday swim is always really good. It's a sort of top secret I have as a triathlete. If you do a long ride in the morning, typically sort of the inflammation in your legs, and if you went through quite a bit of sugar, you might be like slightly bloated. I'm telling you, you float a lot better on top of the water, and it always makes it great, and it's nice and quiet. There's just me and a couple others in the lane. So yeah, another decent swim in the bank there. But finally, time to review what I've been up to. So, Sunderland 10k, end of November. Following on from that, yeah, my right hip and sort of lower back was really sore, like really bad when running. Cycling and swimming it was okay, but running it was really bad. I had planned to take sort of a week off of running anyway. The week straight after I kept running, then the following week I was going to take a break. I should have taken a break straight away, but here we are. After the week off of running, yeah, I tried to get back into it. No, my back was still really sore. 2 weeks, no. 3 weeks, no. Ultimately 4 weeks off of running. I'd eventually went to the physio, and by that point I was just about there, but the last sort of loosening off of my back, I thought initially at times, like, is this a stress fracture because it's not going away? It was quite a sharp pain. Even doing simple things like standing on one leg or like standing up to get off the bed was sore. But it was just a really tight and really weak muscle. So I've been doing my rehabilitation exercises using the resistance bands, and slowly but surely built the volume back up. Then yeah, sort of through the winter months here, training, this sort of style has been typical of me, where I just enjoy doing quite a lot of load. Not high intensity, but yeah, just sort of LT1 efforts, building up the volume, and just sort of pushing away hard, but again, no top end efforts. And then leading into this race here, or the duathlon that I just done last week, I was focusing on doing efforts at sort of threshold. So I do the Tuesday efforts on the TT bars, and then another workout throughout the week, just sitting up. I honestly don't feel that I need too much time on the TT bars. It's not that an aggressive position that I hold, and it's not so uncomfortable. Of course, you see improvement from doing this for a few weeks, but like always, I I'd seemed to push myself too much and would have preferred the race to maybe been a week or two before. Yeah, the last couple of sessions I was just sort of completing them. Probably lost a bit of faith in what I was doing because I wasn't really seeing too much improvement at all. And yeah, by the time it came round to taper, yeah, I was definitely ready for it. The race itself, I was actually pretty nervous. That's how I didn't do a complete video of the race day and just made the short. I was just panicking, race morning, big style. Super nervous. I'd not had the big massive sweat patches for a long time, but they were back. It was obviously just, it's good to be nervous, but just, yeah, I put too much pressure on myself, I think, wanting to perform. And it's always the same. I take it to extremes. I can't just do like a little bit of focus. It has to be all in or not in at all, really. Once I'd crossed the line and I'd seen that I was actually 15-20 seconds slower than last year, pretty much identical splits, but yeah, it was incredibly annoying because the improvement that I thought I would have seen on the bike, that sort of 60 to 90 seconds, would have put me incredibly close to being at the very front of the race. So initially I was quite disappointed, which is bad to say. I got third and it was a good day out, but yeah, with more reflection, I think knowing that my running has been sort of put back into the place that it was, even after taking 4 weeks off and having to do a solid bit of rebuilding, and then even the last couple of weeks into the race having a bit of inconsistency just with a sore ankle. Yeah, it was good to see that, and it's nice to run strong as well. I think always before, my running style and technique is very particular anyway, and yeah, it just wasn't sustainable. But now, having actually done the exercises to help, it seems to have improved that. And then the bike, well, to be honest, I sort of identified that from after Bolton 70.3 last year, that realistically it probably is becoming my weakest discipline, even weaker than swimming. Like in the pool at the moment, if I go anywhere near what I've been doing in the water, I've not seen drastic improvements in top end speed, but my ability to hold a steady pace and the effort relative to that pace has become a lot smoother and a lot better. But with a reality check, yeah, the cycling training is the only one that I'm probably, the workouts that I'm doing is probably too much, where I just end up getting carried away, that I look at the average watts of the workout itself as if that really makes that much of a difference. Now, I'm not regretting the training that I've done. The load and the capacity and the volume that I've put in, it can't have done nothing. However, it's probably just improved the wrong energy systems. So I'd say my LT1 has improved quite a bit. That's more specific to Ironman, or those really long days out, which is not where I really need to be improving if I'm doing more middle distance triathlons. Now again, I'm not saying that I'm going to be riding at threshold either, LT2, at these races, but yeah, just being able to hold consistent power, keep the pressure on the pedals, that's definitely the biggest challenge for me. And again, going back to the whole idea of average power of the entire workout, when I go out and do a long run, I don't look at the splits ever, and I'll just see it when I finish, and I know it'll be somewhere between 440 pace and 420 pace. That's quite a big gap, but it doesn't bother me. And then on the swim, if you're doing drills and you're doing the technique work, that'll affect average pace big style, but again, that doesn't impact me too much. However, it is also deja vu, following on from last year. I need to be spending more time reflecting on the training that I've done on a macro scale across multiple years, because one of the first videos on the lead in to Build to Bolton was titled Less Tractor, More Ferrari, and the whole idea was I need to do VO2 max work. And yeah, that's what my next block of training is going to be, at least just for a couple of weeks, just to really work on the top end, but not try and then fill out the sessions with doing threshold work and just making myself feel more tired when the whole purpose of the session is eliciting as much intensity as possible in a short period of time, not looking at the overall capacity or load of that workout. My avoidance and sort of negligence towards VO2 max efforts and workouts, I think it's just a bit of a fear of getting injured again. Always when I've done short, sharp efforts, it'll go fine for maybe like the first week, but then I'll feel my hamstring go tight, or I'll feel my calf go tight, or my IT bands will start to hurt, and it's just a sort of nervousness that I've got that I know the threshold work is bread and butter and it'll give you the fitness, but it doesn't give you the specificity that really I'm needing at this point. It's also one of the main reasons why I'm wanting to go back and just post these videos at least sort of once a week, is just to hold myself a bit more accountable that and talk through the training that I'm doing, because if I can't explain it in a 5-minute video and explain the purpose, well, yeah, I'm then doing something wrong. And as well, if I feel that I'm too tired or I can't be bothered making a 5-minute video, I'm probably pushing it too hard in training as well, so that'll keep that sort of check and balance. Probably the most endurance athlete thing that I can say is when it comes to consistency, I'm actually not an A-type personality. I'd say I'm an A+ type personality, where I enjoy just having the same structure each week, but I take that to the limit where it's near enough the same workouts each week, and the progression is pretty minimal, so I'm probably better off building the workouts. They do eventually become hard at a point, but not pushing as much as I have been. What is all this training for in 2026? Well, coming up on the 21st of June, I have the Lakesman Middle Distance Triathlon over in the Lake District, so probably be a rather fresh, rather cool swim, but the bike course seems fair, good bit of flat, good bit of climbing, and then the run, I think it's 4 laps of a 5 km circuit, nice and flat, which I definitely prefer for the run. And then the big focus, I was there in 2023, I came off my bike in the first 5 minutes in 2024, listed my first ever DNF. Yep, we're heading back up to Aberfeldy to take on the Scottish National Championships for the Middle Distance Triathlon. I'm excited to go back to that one. Again, the swim, I'm more confident now. I think just, not having the fear of the distance, not having the fear of swimming with others, that definitely helps. The bike, we'll see how it is. There's definitely more climbing there, which helps me. Just even sort of the technique and style of cycling uphill, I can just produce better watts, whether it's using more quads instead of your glutes. It's just good for me. And then the run I still want it to be strong. I want to be able to push myself and just finish feeling good, finish feeling strong, and have that as the A race of the season. I'll likely chuck in a few more shorter races here and there, but those are the 2 main goals for 2026. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you've started your 2026 season just yet and what your top priorities are for this season. I've rambled on for long enough here, so I'll probably sign off the video just now. Again, try and do at least once a week uploads, even if it's just a few minutes talking about what I've been doing for that week. And let's keep pushing on, training with purpose, training with a goal, training to improve. And I'll catch yous in the next one.